not being right.
So there's a man from Montana named Samuel Hoffman, and back in 1978, Samuel discovered that we actually have a twin solar system that our government wasn't telling us about. The government found out about Samuel's discovery and not long afterwards forced Samuel into signing a 30-year non-disclosure agreement to keep him quiet. That agreement ended in 2010, which was the same year these other planets started becoming visible. Samuel said they do not want people to know these other planets exist because some of the planets are inhabited and Earth is actually considered a factory planet where we provide commodities like gold to some of these other planets in this other solar system. This other system travels on an elliptical cycle, and every 3,600 or so years our two solar systems meet up. This is the real reason for why our skies look as strange as they do. We're seeing the atmospheres of these other planets that are currently in between Earth and our Sun. Each planet has its own particular looking colors and cloud textures which have been studied and documented for over 10 years now. Also, back in the early 80s, Samuel was abducted by a Pleiadian who supplied Samuel with the names of these planets, one of which is Nibiru. Samuel also has a rare ability called farsighting, which allows him to see visions in his mind of these other planets, their moons, and even the asteroids that are associated with this other system. He then draws out what he sees, and I'm here to tell you, his accuracy is undeniable. Also, gravity is basically a lie. We actually live in an electrical universe, not gravitational. These planets repel electromagnetically. They create powerful lightning storms as they push themselves away from Earth. There's literally no limit to the number of lies our government tells in order to keep people from knowing this other system exists and is passing above our heads daily. Things like climate change, geoengineering, Project Bluebeam, HAARP, the Sun Simulator, and even chemtrails are all cover-ups and distractions to explain away all the strange effects that we're seeing in our skies today. They have conditioned most people into believing all the streaks we see in the sky are man-made chemtrails when actually most of these streaks are caused by these other planets and asteroids dragging across our atmosphere. Only a small amount are man-made. For more information on our twin solar system, I recommend you go to YouTube to see Samuel Hoffman's collection of videos and interviews, as well as finding him on Facebook under Montana Skywatcher number 2, as well as visiting our Nibiru Followers Anonymous group. Thank you for watching.
Damn, I messed up. We gotta go bald, fam.
Oh, shit.
Boring phone cases suck. This case gives you instant privacy. Never worry about
The government was formed to serve the people. At least that was the basic principle, that it was about the people, and if the government ended up having too much power, the people had the right to overthrow that government. So let's hope that the same thing kind of happens with this new virtual reality that we're going to live in here in the next 100 years. Let's hope that the corporations, the big tech giants, understand that their survival depends on the people. And let's hope that the people, let's hope that we are not complete mental slaves to this. That's why in the last episode we talked about mental health and the way that we interact with technologies today. We have to go into this mentally strong and free and not dependent. Let's be independent. Let's have our own minds. Let's have our own thoughts so that these corporate giants don't completely control and run our lives.
There's also an executive order 11004 that states that FEMA in the state of an emergency can relocate people in neighborhoods instead of new establishments or camps. Now, if aliens invade, that would be a state of emergency.
Theory about this one for a while, and it involves Project Blue Beam and DUMBs, or deep underground military bases. I believe they've been stockpiling artificially intelligent robots in these bases, and what they're going to do is they're going to emit a holographic projection using Project Blue Beam of an alien invasion. Once these aliens land, they're going to release these artificially intelligent robots. These robots are going to go out, they're going to maim, kill, destroy, much like we saw in Battle Los Angeles. Then the governments are going to swoop in, save the day. The ultimate end goal of all this is, I don't know, whether that be the other conspiracy about a one world government. I just believe it's to instill fear and force more compliance to the almighty authority that these governments think they hold.
Have you taken a test? Are you going to take a test?
No.
Taken a test? Are you?
I'm practicing pretty good social distancing. I don't go to.
So why are you?
Whatever happens to elastic hair ties? Yeah. These. Exactly. Where are they? They just magically disappear. Where are they? Tell me. Where are they? Where?
Do you guys believe the conspiracy theory that birds aren't really birds? They're part of the government and they're trying to communicate? What are the odds that they're all right here, right now? Yep.
Okay, so do you want to know what something that most all conspiracy theorists have in common? It's not that they're crazy, it's that they have hope. They can see the evil in this world, and they are desperate to do anything that they can to try to help. It's not that they see the bad in everything, but they just aren't ignorant to the evil around them. We see that something is wrong, and we want to do whatever we possibly can to uncover the truth, whatever it may be, however ugly it may be. It's not because it makes life more interesting. It's because we literally know that it's our duty to find the evils in this world and call it out, just like it tells us in the Bible.
So there's no way, absolutely no way, the government can manage a healthcare system and have it and do so at a lower cost than the private sector can. Now, what the government can do is hide the cost. And it hides the cost by doing things like, and you find this in Canada, when you walk into a hospital, it doesn't cost you much. And people point to that and say, see, this is low cost healthcare. Yeah, except you're missing the fact that the Canadian tax rate is, whatever it is, almost twice as much as it is in the US. So they're actually prepaying for their healthcare. You're not seeing it when you walk in the door because it was taken out of your paycheck over the previous 5 years. Our government wasn't designed to be efficient. It was actually designed to be inefficient. And the reason it was designed to be inefficient is so that a majority of the population can't run roughshod over a minority, that it's difficult to get things done, and there has to be a give and a take. That's very unlike what happens in business. So to the extent that someone brings along, all well-meaning, and of course it makes sense that you would want to bring efficiency to government, you actually end up, if you're unsuccessful, or if you're successful, you end up with a worse government because now you've got one that is good at doing what it does, which is bad news for any minority population.
You tax the rich. No, there aren't enough of them. We could tax the rich and forget about their income. Let's go whole hog. Let's take their entire wealth, which first off is unconstitutional. But suppose we took it anyway, which we're not going to. But suppose we did, and suppose that they could get full price on the assets that we take. So all of Jeff Bezos' stock, he cashes it in, and he gets $1 for every dollar's worth of